everyone, and thanks for tuning in again to my Vegan Persian Cooking show. This week I'll be cooking something that my grandma used to make a lot, something that I love. It's called Sabzi Polo, and I'm going to make it in two different ways. One, the traditional Persian way with rice, and a second version that's a bit of my own take on it, where I'll be replacing rice with roasted cauliflower. So please follow along and we'll see if it's good. It's really good, trust me. What we'll be needing this week is eggplants, 2 to 3 for the dish. I have a head of parsley. I have a head of cilantro. This is a cup of black-eyed peas that I've washed, soaked, and cooked already, ready to go. I have some tare, which is kind of like Chinese chives, but it's a bit different. So I buy it dry here. You will need about a cup of tare. So yeah, just use your own discretion. You can technically actually use green onions if you must even. I would just recommend Chinese green onions if you have to, or just buying it dry. This week I'll be using garde pure. So in my past recipes, I used a lot of ab pure, which is like sour grape juice. This is grounded dried sour grapes, and it's a spice that you buy in Persian supermarkets. I will write it on the recipe so you know what it is and what to look for specifically. A little bit of saffron for the rice, definitely. Turmeric as always. And then, if you want to use rice, this is 2 cups of rice. I've soaked it overnight with a little bit of salt. Or, if you want to use cauliflower, this is 3 cauliflowers. I've roasted them for about an hour in the oven at 300 degrees. And if you want to use the cauliflower version of this recipe, I have 1 onion. Okay everyone, so I'm just gonna skin my eggplants like this. I'm gonna just chop them. I've basically chopped them, salted them, greased the pan a little bit with coconut oil or whatever oil you want to use, salt, pepper, and a little bit of turmeric. I'm gonna pop them in the oven till they're roasted. So while my eggplants are roasting, I'm just gonna chop up my vegetables with herbs like this. When they're gonna be in rice, you just want to make sure that they're really thin. Okay everyone, so I've chopped up all of the herbs. It's ready to go. Next, I'm going to show you what to do with the cauliflower. Okay, so I have my blender out again. Just plop them all in. So, as you see, there it is. There's my rice. It'll pass as rice. It might not be quite like rice, but it'll do. So I'll show you what to do after with this. Okay everyone, so this pot is for the cauliflower rice. So I have some onion going in coconut oil. I'm gonna add some turmeric, as usual, just a little bit. So when your onions are a little bit more cooked, you're gonna add some of the chopped up herbs here. So again, this was cilantro and parsley. I'm gonna just add 1 handful of each. I also have my 1 cup of tare that I'm gonna add to this. So I added a little bit more oil to it, and I just keep on the heat. I'm gonna keep stirring it just so that the herbs don't get stuck to the bottom. And you see that it's producing a little bit of its own water, so we just kind of want to keep doing this till it's a little bit more cooked. So you see how it's a little bit cooked down now? This is the perfect spot for it, and then I'll show you what to do next. For this version of the recipe, I'm just going to add the sour grape herb just right into the pan in here. So just like maybe about a spoonful or so. I'm going to add half of this to the herbs now. And then I'm going to add my cauliflower rice in as well. And make sure you mix it in now. And I'm also going to add my black eyed peas, so about half of this. Gonna mix it all in together. So I've mixed it a little bit. It's good to go. I'm gonna add 1 teaspoon of coconut oil and I'm gonna mix it in now. And you wanna leave this on the oven for, I don't know, 10 to 15 more minutes, just so that it's cooked down a little bit more. I know that most of it was already cooked, but you just wanted to have the flavors settle into each other. Alright everyone, so I've moved the cauliflower rice to the back burner for now. It's simmering, it's gonna cook down a little bit more. So while that's happening, I'm cooking my actual rice. So with this, I've added about 1 inch of water to the top of the rice, and I'm leaving it to get to a boiling point. And once it does, I'm gonna put the lid on and turn it to about halfway on the burner. We don't wanna fully cook the rice, we just wanna half cook it. So it has to, you can go by taste, it's gonna take about 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, so my rice is basically ready to go. So before I take it out, I'm gonna add all of my herb to the rice. And of course, don't forget your tare as well. And I'm just gonna give this like a quick minute or 2 more, just so that it cooks down a little bit together. And then we're gonna drain the water. Alright, so I've drained my rice into this drainer here. So I'm gonna attempt a tahdig. I don't think it's gonna work, but essentially to do it, you just need to add a bunch of oil, like a lot of oil, to the bottom of your pot. Make sure everything is nice and covered in oil. I'm gonna add a little handful of saffron in the oil. Now I'm gonna add 1 layer of the rice. So you just wanna go, and I'm gonna add a layer of the beans just around there, and then a few of the eggplants in between, and on top of that, just like go over the whole thing with the sour grape spice. Again, I'm gonna repeat that, so another layer of rice on top of it. Okay, so look at how beautiful this looks. Ah, I'm so happy. What you want to do now is you want to turn it actually a little bit up so that it just starts to sizzle a little bit. The rice will just start to get wet and it'll start to steam a bit. Once it starts to steam a bit, then you want to turn it down. Alright everyone, so as you see, this is like steaming now. It's perfect, it's ready to go. What you're gonna do is you're gonna take your lid and you're gonna cover it with some fabric like this, and then you're just gonna put it down like that. Make sure that it's nice and tight, and then you're gonna turn it down to simmer. And you wanna let this simmer for like 40 minutes now, so just let this be, we'll come back in 40 minutes. Okay everyone, so as you see, I've finished making both of them. They look really beautiful, I'm so happy with this. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to plate them. So as you see, I've plated both of them. This is the one with the rice. Looks perfect. I've poured a little bit of coconut oil and saffron on top of it. And this is the one with cauliflower. It looks a bit different, it tastes a bit different, but it still tastes really good. So here's both of them for you. I'm serving it with some tortilla, of course. And if you have it, of course, some sear tortilla would be lovely with this as well. I just don't have it. That's like pickled garlic. That's what usually people eat it with. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks again for watching. Bye!